Welcome back to Aviation India, and today we're bringing you 5 reasons to avoid the Piper M600. At first glance, this turboprop looks like a pilot's dream. Sleek design, advanced Garmin avionics, and strong performance. But behind the polished image, the M600 hides serious issues that can turn it into a financial and operational headache. Stick around, because what we're about to reveal could save you from a very expensive mistake. The price problem. The Piper M600 comes with a price tag of around $3 million new, which immediately puts it in competition with aircraft that arguably offer more capability. For a single-engine turboprop, that's a steep investment, especially when compared to slightly older twin turboprops or even light jets available on the used market for a similar cost. Buyers are often surprised that for the same money, they could purchase a pre-owned King Air or a Citation jet, which both offer more seats, greater payload, and stronger brand recognition. On top of that, financing an M600 can be tricky because lenders are aware of the limited resale market. The cost of entry alone eliminates many potential owners and raises the question of whether the performance gains justify the sticker price. In reality, many pilots find that the M600 is priced more like a luxury item than a practical tool, and that makes it hard to justify compared to more versatile options. And when you start comparing aircraft dollar for dollar, the M600 often feels like you're paying premium money for features that don't truly set it apart. High operating costs. Even though the M600 is marketed as an efficient turboprop, the numbers tell a different story. Operating this airplane can cost between $500,000 and $600,000 annually once you factor in fuel, hangar fees, insurance, and scheduled maintenance. The Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine is reliable, but overhauls are expensive, and parts for the M600 aren't as readily available as those from more established competitors like the King Air line. Fuel burn is another factor. At around 50 gallons per hour, the airplane doesn't exactly sip fuel, especially compared to high-performance piston aircraft that cover similar missions for a fraction of the cost. Insurance premiums are also rising, particularly for owner pilots, as underwriters see the M600 as a high-risk aircraft to insure. In short, the efficiency image often collapses when owners see the bills, making it a far more costly airplane to run than many expect. And unlike more popular planes, the lack of a wide support network means you'll likely pay more and wait longer whenever major maintenance is required. Cabin and comfort limitations. From the outside, the Piper M600 looks sleek and spacious, but step inside and you'll notice that it's not as roomy as you might think. With seating for 6, the cabin feels tight, especially for passengers over 6 feet tall or on longer flights. The headroom and legroom are modest, and it doesn't compare well with competitors in terms of comfort. Luggage space is also limited, which is a serious drawback for an airplane marketed as a luxury turboprop. Pilots often comment that while the cockpit layout and avionics are excellent, the passenger experience feels compromised. And when you're spending millions of dollars on airplane, expectations for comfort are naturally high. Owners often discover that the M600 is better suited for short regional trips than for long journeys with multiple passengers. For many, this lack of comfort becomes a deal breaker over time, especially when clients or family members are frequently on board. In an aircraft that costs this much, adequate comfort just isn't enough. And that's exactly how the M600 feels inside. Limited market appeal. One of the biggest issues with the M600 is its lack of strong market demand. When compared to other single-engine turboprops like the Daher TBM or Pilatus PC-12, the Piper M600 just doesn't hold the same prestige or reputation. This lack of recognition makes it harder to resell when the time comes. Buyers in the used aircraft market often prefer brands with proven track records, stronger support networks, and higher resale values. While Piper is a respected company, its turboprops simply don't carry the same weight as Pilatus or Daher in the eyes of many operators. On top of that, fewer buyers mean you'll need to wait longer to sell, often having to lower your asking price just to move the aircraft. This weak demand creates an uphill battle for owners who thought they were buying into a premium investment. Even if the aircraft performs decently, Perception plays a huge role in aviation, and the M600 struggles to stand out in an already competitive field. The lack of market appeal not only affects resale value, but also diminishes confidence for future owners, making it a less attractive long-term option. Additionally, regional buyers often prefer aircraft with broader support infrastructure, meaning fewer options for service and parts can add stress and extra cost. Finally, pilots looking to upgrade may skip the M600 entirely, knowing that buyers in the next cycle will be limited. Poor long-term investment. Perhaps the most important factor is that the Piper M600 doesn't make sense as a long-term investment. Unlike the PC-12 or TBM series, which hold their value incredibly well, the M600 tends to depreciate faster. In the world of aviation, depreciation can be brutal, and if you're investing millions of dollars, you want to know that your asset will retain at least some of its value. The resale market shows that the M600 simply doesn't command the same respect, making it a riskier purchase for owners who might want to sell in the future. The truth is, an aircraft isn't just about flying. It's also about protecting your money. If you put millions into a plane that loses its value quickly, you're left with a poor financial decision that may haunt you later. When you factor in depreciation along with high maintenance and operational costs, the Piper M600 becomes one of the weaker choices for those who want stability. At the end of the day, aviation is as much about smart investments as it is about performance, and sadly, the M600 falls short on both sides. For anyone hoping to see appreciation or even break-even value in a few years, the M600 simply doesn't deliver. Owners often realize too late that other aircraft would have been a safer, smarter financial decision. Combined with limited market demand, this poor long-term investment risk makes the M600 one of the least appealing choices in its class. So those are 5 reasons to avoid the Piper M600. While it's modern and stylish, the combination of high price, costly operations, cramped cabin, poor resale, and heavy competition make it a risky choice for most buyers. If you're considering this aircraft, think carefully and compare it with alternatives that may deliver more for the same investment. Sometimes, the shiny new option isn't the smartest choice, and looking at the numbers can save you a lot of trouble. Remember, buying an aircraft is not just about performance. It's also about making a smart long-term decision. Thanks for watching Aviation India, and don't forget to subscribe for more honest looks at the planes you love and the ones you should probably avoid. Leave a comment below telling us which aircraft you'd like us to review next.